Hello students, I am Professor Pankaj Dikshit, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Technocrats Institute of Technology Excellence. Today we will discuss one of the most important topic, which is stone related to elements of civil and mechanical engineering. So stone basically they are naturally available building materials and they are derived from rocks or they are extracted from rocks. The stones which are suitable for the construction of the structures such as retaining walls, abutments, dams, roads, etc. are known as building stones. Stones have been considered as one of the popular building material from the olden days due to their availability in abundance from the natural rocks. Now we will discuss its classification. Stones are classified into three ways: geological classification, physical classification, and chemical classification. Based on geological classification, stones are classified as igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. So, igneous rocks, these are the primary rocks because they are firstly formed rocks in the nature. Igneous rocks are formed by cooling and solidification of molten magma. Inside the earth's surface, the rocks available gets melted due to high temperature and pressure and converts into liquid that is called magma. When this magma breaks the earth's surface and comes out, it is known as lava. The lava starts flow on the surface of the earth and becomes contact with the environment. When it becomes in touch with the environment, it starts cool and gets solid. The cooling and solidification of this molten magma and lava results in terms of igneous rocks. Some examples of igneous rocks are granite, basalt, dolerite, etc. Now comes to the sedimentary rocks. These rocks are the secondary rocks because they are formed by the primary rocks or pre-existing igneous rocks. These rocks are formed by the deposition of production of weathering on pre-existing rock. Weathering means disintegration of rock. This is due to the weathering agents such as heavy rainfall, storm. The pre-existing igneous rock get disintegrated in small particles or large size particles, different size stone particles. They undergoes with the geological action of river and results in terms of sediments. After the deposition of sediments, sedimentary rocks are formed. For example, gravel, sandstone, limestone, gypsum, lignite, etc. These are the pictures of igneous and sedimentary rocks. Now we will discuss regarding the metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks, they are the tertiary rocks because they formed by the pre-existing igneous and sedimentary rocks. Metamorphic rocks are formed by change in character of the pre-existing rocks. When igneous and sedimentary rocks are converted into tertiary type of rocks due to high temperature and pressure, this action is known as metamorphism action. So we will also say that when igneous and sedimentary rocks are converted into tertiary type of rocks due to metamorphism, they are converted into metamorphic rocks whose physical chemical characteristics are different from their parent rock. For example, quartzite, schist, slate, marble, gneiss, etc. Now we will discuss regarding the physical classification. On the basis of physical classification, stones or rocks are classified as stratified, unstratified and foliated rocks. Stratified rocks basically they have a plane of stratification or cleavage, and such rocks can be easily split along these planes. For example, sedimentary rocks belongs to the category of stratified rocks. Unstratified rocks, these rocks may be crystalline, granular or compact granular. For example, igneous and sedimentary rocks affected by movement of the earth belongs to this category. Foliated rocks, these rocks have tendency to split in a definite direction only. For example, metamorphic rocks belongs to this category of foliated rocks. These are the some pictures of stratified and unstratified rocks. Now we will discuss regarding the chemical classification. Based on chemical classification, stones or rocks are classified as siliceous, argillaceous, and calcareous rocks. Siliceous rocks, in these types of rocks, main constituent mineral in rock is silica. In argillaceous rocks, in these types of rocks, clay or argil content predominates or main constituent minerals. The rocks may be dense, compact or may be soft. For example, slates, laterites, etc. Calcareous rocks, these types of rocks, calcium carbonate contents predominates. Calcium contents is the main constituent mineral in these types of rocks. The durability of this rock will depend upon the constituent present in surrounding atmosphere. For example, limestone, marble, etc. This is the picture of calcareous rock, argillaceous rock and siliceous rock. Now, what is the use of stones? Some of the examples where stone is widely used in most of the historical places such as pyramids of Egypt, Taj Mahal of Agra, Great Wall of China, Quartz Museum in Karachi, forts as Rohtas, Grand Trunk Road, etc. These are the some historical structures made by stone. Now we will discuss uses of stone. Stones are widely used in structures such as foundations, walls, columns, lintels, arches, roofs, floors, damp-proof cores, and in facing works also. Walls are of bricks and facing is done in stones of desired shades. Stones are also used in paving works, various types of residential, commercial, industrial floors of buildings. They are also adopted to form paving of roads, footpaths, etc. Stones are disintegrated and converted to form a basic material for cement, concrete, muram of roads, calcareous cements, artificial stones, hollow blocks, etc. For stones are also used for ballast of railway, flux and blast furnace, blocks in the construction of bridges, piers, abutments, retaining walls, lighthouses, etc. This is the picture of railway track in which stone ballast is used. Now we will discuss regarding the qualities of a good building stone. First one is crushing strength. For a good building stone, the crushing strength should be greater than 1000 kg per centimeter square. Next is appearance. Good building stone should be uniform in color, free from clay holes, spots of other color bands, etc., capable of preserving the color for long time. Next is durability. Good building stones should be durable. Next is fracture. For good building stone, its fracture should be sharp, even and clear. Next one is hardness. The hardness of stone should be greater than 17, treated as hard used in roadworks. It is between 14 to 17. Medium hardness less than 14 said to be poor hardness. Percentage wear. For a good building stone, the percentage wear should be equal to or less than 3%. Resistance to fire. A good building stone be fireproof. Sandstone, argillaceous stone resist fire quite well. Next is specific gravity. For a good building stone, the specific gravity should be greater than 8.7. Texture. A good building stone should have compact, fine crystalline structure, should be free from cavities, cracks, or patches. And last one is water absorption. For a good building stone, the percentage water absorption by weight of stone after 24 hours should not exceed 0.60. Now we will discuss about quarrying of stone. Quarrying basically an art of extracting stones from the rock beds by using explosive material or by manual digging. Dressing of building stone. The process of cutting and converting the stones to the required shape and size and to give them a smooth finish is called cutting and dressing of stone. The main purpose of dressing of stone to get desired appearance, to make the transport from quarry easy and economical, to suit the requirements of stone masonry, to take the advantage of local people who are trained so such type of work. These are some tools used in dressing of stone. Thank you very much.